So the other thing that I've been watching a fuck ton of is NFL football. Just a fucking ton of NFL football.
Dude.
Since we last talked to you, the sky has fallen, I think, no less than 3 times. And been kind of tacked up back into place, and then it fell again. You're like, well, this is how the season's going to go.
Everything is kind of going the way I thought it would. Except for the Bears. Which, you know what?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. As much as I gave them a really good record, that big part of me that has been a fan for 40 years knew this. What was going to happen is what's happening. And just complete getting blown out last game.
It's always, will the Bears escape the cage? Not... Like, there's been this turn of, like, the Bears are going to be so good, and it's like, no, we still have to have the Bears escape the cage.
Yeah.
Once the Bears get out of the cage, then they can be good. It's like the Chargers. In that first game against the Chiefs, I was like, they're going to blow this. And then they didn't. And I was like, you didn't blow it? That's incredible. I can't believe you didn't blow it.
Yeah.
And then they blew out the Raiders the next week. And you're like, wow, damn. The Chargers might be a thing. I don't know if they are, but they might be.
Yeah.
People have to stop being shocked that Justin Herbert is a good quarterback.
Well, and they got to stop being shocked that Jim Harbaugh is a good coach.
Yeah.
Look what he did in San Francisco. Look what he did in Michigan. I mean, the guy is... That's another reason why the Bears deserve to be in where they are. They had an opportunity to get him, and they decided to keep Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, keeping Eberflus may be one of the worst decisions.
That's absolutely the worst decision
of all time.
If they would have got Harbaugh and then drafted Caleb or even any of Jaden Daniels, any of the other quarterbacks, and had Harbaugh and said, you have free reign to do what you want with this team, I guarantee the Bears would be a playoff team this year. But right now they're getting a first-time head coach who's realizing that, shit, maybe being the head of everything is not as easy as it looks.
Well, it's like, so I was watching the Bills game, and we'll get to the Bills because they've had a tumultuous few weeks here. But they were talking about Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, and Kirk Herbstreit being the genius that he is at pro football. Wait, no, he's covered college football his entire life until the last 2 years.
Never actually played in pros, I don't think.
He's like Brady Quinn. I'm going to take your advice on something. He, and the most recent game against the Dolphins, was talking about Joe Brady and how Joe Brady deserves to be an offensive or a head coach. No. And I was like, you are out of your fucking mind. No, he doesn't. He wouldn't know what to do with himself if he was head coach.
No.
He wouldn't know how to run the team if he was head coach. He barely knows how to put on his pants. You know how I know this? Because Josh Allen is the guy that runs the quarterback, the entire fucking offense.
I do give him credit for one thing, though. He understood the whole thing that none of the other offensive coordinators did, where you need to run.
You need to run the fucking ball.
And they have, I said it to you, I still think James Cook all around is the best running back in football. Because watching him in that game, their offense, like, you can say what you want about Saquon. I love Saquon Barkley. They have the best offensive line, quite possibly in the history of the NFL.
He hasn't been great this
Buffalo.
Season. Yeah.
And Cook is awesome.
When Cook makes that that leverage, he's great.
He's so great. And now he's I think he's got 3 touchdowns on the season. Or 4 touchdowns, something like that.
Something like that.
I think he scored in every game.
He got to do some vulturing in the game versus the Jets, where everybody was like, Josh didn't even have any points. And it's like, yeah, but he still had some plays. And then James Cook got to take in 2 touchdowns from the field.
4 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah. Going back to Eberflus, that may be the most cataclysmic decision of all time. Have you heard the whole thing with tape?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who doesn't know, Eberflus did not watch tape. Nobody on the coaching staff watched tape,
and then none of them taught
Caleb how to watch tape. So he had to watch tape on his own and teach himself how to watch it. And I'm like, you fucking suck. You are a terrible coach. If you don't know how to watch tape or how to have your quarterback have someone watch tape with him, you're terrible. I recently heard someone, I'm going to attribute it to Dan Orlovsky because I don't like him and I think he's an idiot. But I heard someone recently argue that Thanksgiving Day fiasco last year was on Caleb Williams. I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't.
Not even a little
bit. I don't care how poorly he's played this season. You cannot attribute anything that happened last year to him. Not at all. You know who's in charge of that? The fucking head coach. Yeah. So, no, that was 100% on Eberflus.
So he played 17 games last year, and then what? This is the third game. He's played 19 games. In 19 games, he's had 3 head coaches.
Yeah.
And 3 offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
In 19 games of his career. And you're going to blame him for fucking anything?
For anything? Are you crazy?
And that's another thing. All the people that are getting on his case right now for not, being better. And it's like, dude, give the fucking fucking guy a chance.
He needs time.
Yeah.
He needs time. Everybody was like, oh, he's Bryce Young too. He's wasted.
No,
he's washed.
Not even remotely
Get
close.
out of here with that. Come on. What are we talking about? It's been so short a time, and you're already ready to write him off. Similarly, I heard someone talking about how if the Niners do well right now, the Niners quarterback Brock Purdy is out with injury for a few weeks, and covering him is Mac Jones, which is kind of funny because the Niners wanted to draft Mac Jones in the first place and then didn't, and now they have him anyway. All of which is to say, someone suggested that if the Niners win most of the next 5 games while Brock Purdy is out, they should make Mac Jones the starter. Are you out of your fucking mind? What the you're just trying to get a reaction. You can't possibly be serious because that is insane.
And if I was Mac Jones, I would say to San Francisco, I will sign on to be your backup for the remainder of my career.
Yeah.
You already went through the tumultuous stuff of trying to be a starter and it failing.
It's not going to happen.
And now, mind you, I don't put him failing as a starter on him. It was Belichick's dark days.
It was the worst year of Belichick's season.
It was the worst time for him to be a starter. Just fucking, dude, be happy where you are. Purdy, I think this is the second time in his career so far that he's been hurt. He probably will get hurt again. So you will have the opportunity to play. Fucking enjoy this.
Yeah.
You are in a great spot right now.
Look at Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
There's still a chance you can make a comeback, but like we joked at the beginning of the season, the best job in the world might be backup quarterback.
Yeah. Tyson Bagent with the Bears. I said, I love the guy so much and he's awesome. And he was so happy to just sign a quarterback, a backup contract. He's like, dude, give that to me. I'm totally good with
You're still making over $10 million.
Yeah.
You're not making like Brock Purdy when he was drafted Mr. Irrelevant last overall. He was like on a $700,000, which like for us is still like, give me $7. I'll sign up for $700,000.
Yeah.
But for NFL, that's like nothing. That's like literally hay pennies. Like we're talking about less than a penny on the dollar at this point. And the idea of being paid millions of dollars to just sit on the bench and be ready in case.
Yeah.
I would fucking
and
do
have
that.
No expectations.
And then you have like a Mitchell Trubisky like, oh, Josh broke his nose. I got to go in and throw 3 passes. And then Josh is going to come back
And that's why I give Trubisky credit, because he saw that when he went to Pitt. He's like, you know what? I had it good in Buffalo. Please take me back.
Yeah.
And they took him back, and I guarantee he will never leave that team.
No, and why would he want to? He doesn't need to be a starter. No. If he ever becomes a starter, the question is just going to be, is Trubisky better than he was last time?
Yeah.
That's all that will follow him around forever.
Yeah.
For the rest of his
just
career.
Ride Josh's coattails.
Yeah.
Be his
Alex
Cliff
Van Pelt.
Booth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like in his stuntman. You're his stuntman.
Yeah.
You drive him places.
Yeah.
Take care of his car for him. But
babysit his kids, make him waffles in the morning.
Kiss his wife. I mean,
that's Patrick Swayze does that.
No, that's true.
Or Michael B. Jordan, who like.
Yeah, we don't.
We're not going to touch that one.
Movie of the year.
Anyway, I do want to talk quickly about the Bills while we're on them.
Yes.
The Bills have had a crazy beginning to the season. We are currently 3-0. We are currently seen as kind of the class of the NFL, which I think is a little bit of a pantomime horse, but mostly because I don't want to jinx us by buying the hype. I don't want to walk around thumping my chest and then have everything fall apart. But the reason for this is because we went toe-to-toe with Baltimore. We almost lost that game. It was very, very close. A lot of fans left the stadium, which Josh did not care for. My buddy didn't, so that's cool. My buddy was there for the whole thing, and then by the end he was like, we can't leave if we wanted to. People are going crazy.
I believe it.
Because there was a 15-point comeback in the fourth quarter. Josh had the amount of effectiveness that you would have in an entire game in the fourth quarter alone.
Unbelievable.
And going back to our running back leaderboard, Derrick Henry, who was running all over us. Like, this was the thing, was that the Bills defense had no answer for anything all night. If you can't stop Henry, you go to Zay Flowers. If you can't stop Zay Flowers, they go back to Henry. And then you have Lamar Jackson playing fucking Madden and just running around. And oh, by the way, here's DeAndre Hopkins with glue on his glove. How the fuck do you defend that? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. They had good double coverage on him. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just it. That's how it's going to go. And so Josh made this incredible comeback. We're going to see if this is the year where he goes from tall boy to tall man.
I think last year was that year, to be honest.
I
do.
I want to.
By cutting his turnovers down to almost nothing and being more patient.
I just to me, he can't be tall man until he gets to the Super Bowl. Until he gets over the mountaintop.
Yeah, but I don't put that against him because let's go back to the 13-second game against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He had them going to the Super Bowl.
did
It was
it.
the defense that fucked it up.
Yeah.
What had nothing to do with
Well, it was McDermottitis.
Exactly.
We got a bad case of McDermottitis at the worst possible moment, which keeps happening this season too.
Well, I think the thing with the Bills with me this season, I'm tired of this excuse, and I appreciate somebody brought this up with the Chiefs and offense, how people are always like, oh, well, they have so many injuries until they get this person back there. And it's like, that's been the excuse for like 3 years now. That's been the excuse of Buffalo's defense for like 3 years.
Yeah.
They need to figure out getting in. Like, I love Matt Milano, and I made that joke, and I feel bad that first one.
He already hurt his leg.
He's already out.
Yeah, or
and
his back
like,
or something.
They need to figure out a way. I don't know about maybe doing like what Green Bay did and bringing in just a really young defense with.
I would have given the. I don't know what Jerry wanted. I would have done 2 firsts and Daquan Jones.
Fuck yeah.
I would have done 2 firsts and Daquan Jones.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Because Bosa's been great so far.
I'm not giving you Ed Oliver. You can't have Ed Oliver.
Can't have Ed Oliver. Can't have Bosa. You
can't have Bosa. Can't have Terrell Bernard.
No.
You can't have any of these guys. I will give you Daquan Jones and 3 first-rounders.
Yep.
That's more than enough. What do you want? Apparently Kenny Walker, whatever his name is. The Bills this year, the thing that freaks me out is that the last few years, our defense has been what has made us a great team. And then Josh kind of comes in and plays mop-up with the offense. And this year, the defense is extremely suspect.
Especially against the run.
Yeah.
They're terrible against the run.
And part of that is because Ed Oliver's been out for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that hasn't helped anything. But because he was the reason we won that game against Baltimore.
Yeah.
He, just as much as Josh came up over the top and said, we're going to win this game, was Ed Oliver getting us back in that game.
Yeah.
He was also the only guy that could tackle Lamar at various points in time, or Derrick Henry. So it's like, we need Ed Oliver, and we need him in the middle. I fucking love Terrell Bernard. That man is a bad, bad man.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he hits hard. Oh boy, that guy hits hard.
He does.
And I love Terrell Bernard. He's the reason I'm not so worried about not having Matt Milano, because the Bills have known for a while that Matt Milano was not going to be a long-term solution.
Yes.
And so I think it was when he injured himself in England a few years ago when he broke his leg. I think that was the moment the Bills were like, we are going to need a different guy because we love him and we want him to be here and we're going to keep paying him. We're not going to cut him or anything, but he is not going to be a long-term solution.
I think he needs to go. I like Matt Milano too, but it's just, dude.
See, it's like him and to a greater extent, Hamlin. I don't want them to go. I want them to stay on the team, even if it's just for moral reasons. They've earned their spot here.
But I mean, his name is thrown out there enough. I don't think Hamlin's going to expect a big payday. Milano, I think, will when the next contract comes around.
I mean, he already got one big payday. We'll see if he keeps it.
They better not give him another one.
Yeah. No, I think moving forward after this season.
Yeah.
But I would want him on the team at least through the end of the season.
Through the season, yeah. I'm talking about after the season.
I don't know. It's funny too because the Bills have kind of done this thing where their cost saving measures are okay, go find someone to give you that contract, and then everybody comes back a year later. So it's like Hoyer and Hyde and Trey White
and
Trubisky and fucking Gabe Davis. Yep. These guys all left to get paid. And then they had one shitty season somewhere else, and they were like, we'll come back for a pay cut and be on the team. So I really want this to be the years for the Bills because I can't take it anymore, frankly.
Well, it looks like they're easily going to win their division.
Yeah, that I'm not as worried about.
The big positive... The biggest game is going to be the Kansas City game.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they already have the game up on
Baltimore.
If they can get that game on Kansas City, which right now there's no reason why they should not mop the floor with them.
And Joe Burrow is injured. He might be out for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
So we don't have to worry about Cincinnati.
So if they can get those games up, and they have the easier schedule out of all of them.
Oh, the fact that we're playing the South and I think we played the South and the West this year. So the West will be tricky, but the South is like... That's going to be, we can get through the South pretty easily. The Saints aren't going to be a problem. The Falcons aren't going to be, knock on wood.
Well, I looked at their schedule. I don't really see a loss. And that's not me being like, I'm not a homer with Buffalo, but you look at their schedule and you're like, they can win every one of these games.
See, they can win every one of these games, but like against the Dolphins, where everybody and their cousin was saying, this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be 50%.
See, I never thought it was going to be a blowout.
I didn't either because I was like, we're going to blow this. I came into that game. You could ask Kelly. I came into that game, and I was like, everybody thinks we're going to win this game. This is a trap. This is how we fall face first.
I don't even think Buffalo thought it was a trap because you look at like I know it was different this year, but in the past years, every time Baltimore played Cleveland, even though Baltimore was far better than them, they are their deepest rivals, and Cleveland would either win or play them. Same thing with Miami and Buffalo.
Yeah,
it's like I'm
wearing a Squish the Fish t-shirt. Yeah.
Miami knows better. They knew their backs were against the wall and their coach was on the hot seat, and they came in, and I got to give them credit. They showed a lot of pride in that game.
Oh yeah,
and they knew where to hit Buffalo defensively. They ran the ball really fucking.
They ran the ball really, really well, and they realized what I am terrified anybody else will realize, which is that our corners are great at zone, but man is a little tough.
It's a little tough.
They're the knees, the quick turns, they're a little tough on guys like Trey White. I love Trey. But some of those moments where he was chasing Waddle, I was like, you look ancient.
Yeah.
You look so slow compared to him. And this was the thing that really pissed me off, was that there were just so many third down and 5+. And the Bills always let the Dolphins off the mat every single time. And that's the thing that makes me really worried, is just the sense of kind of laissez-faire. We're not so worried about this. And if that happens in the wrong game, it's going to go really, really badly. Or if Josh goes down, we're cooked. We got nothing. If Josh gets like an actual injury, I think, I don't know that anybody's cheering for it, but I think some of the coverage people, some of the news media would like the drama of Allen going down, because when he broke his nose versus the Jets, Tony Romo thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
Tony Romo was like, I've never seen this much blood before. Oh my God, something's terribly wrong. You know Allen's a tough guy. He wouldn't come out for nothing. And he comes back in 3 plays later because he broke his nose.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Every football player broke their nose. Every football player in the 50s and 60s, their nose are going in different directions.
Yes. It used to be when I was growing up, it wasn't just the eye black. You also had to have something over your nose to show that it had been broken.
Yeah.
Because that was playing football. When I was growing up, I thought that it was like an inefficiency in the helmet design because everybody broke their nose. I thought it was like the helmet would come down and slam into their nose and they'd break their nose because everybody broke their nose playing football.
Yeah.
So it's just...
It's like knocking out teeth at hockey. Oh my God, I can't believe he lost the tooth.
Oh my God, he's going to die. He's going to die. Oh, his dentist isn't here. He's going to die.
I got to say, there are 2 joys so far in the NFL season for me. One of them, my man, still love him to death, Baker Mayfield.
He's having a great year.
Dude, Tampa itself.
I'm kind of scared of Tampa because you want to talk about having an easy year. Tampa has no one to deal with.
And they have a ton of injuries.
Yeah.
And they're beating good teams.
Really good teams.
Really good teams.
Yeah.
I love Big Show. And then just to look at tonight's game and to see the 0-2 Chiefs versus the 0-2 Giants, that makes me...
I want the Giants to win this
game. And I'm so bad. Fucking tired of everyone still saying, oh, well, Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. It's like, no, he fucking isn't.
We got to talk about... Oh, go ahead.
Finally, Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
Finally, a commentator said this year, and I never thought I would hear anyone say it.
Especially not him.
Mahomes came into the most perfect situation any quarterback in history has ever come into, to a playoff caliber team with 2 Hall of Famers being Kelsey and Hill at their peak, with a Hall of Fame coach, with one of the best quarterbacks in the league at that time being Alex Smith.
To teach him
while he sit and watched.
With a well-built offensive line.
Yes. And it's like, dude.
Yeah.
Finally somebody said it instead of everyone like, oh my God.
And
you know what? He walked on water the other day. I saw it. He turned water into wine. I saw him do it.
And he had a carousel of really good running backs when he started.
Yes.
I agree. No, the funniest thing to me with the Chiefs is that, and no one is talking about it, which is really pissing me off. I think it's because nobody wants to address the elephant in the room of last year. So one of the big things that happened last week and week 2 was that, Philadelphia tried to do their tush pushes to win.
Yes.
And everybody got real upset in an officiating world because the Eagles were offsides. And I'm like, oh no! The Chiefs didn't have a call go in their favor! Oh my God!
Yeah.
What a horror show! Everybody! The Chiefs didn't get a call! Oh, Jesus! The indecency of it! Stop the presses! Everybody! Freak the fuck out! The Chiefs didn't get a call! Killed the tush push today! And it's like, you guys, A, it's fine. B, I don't want to hear shit from you guys talking about how it's an unofficiatable play. Where have you been for the last 3 years?
Yeah.
You spent the entire offseason talking about trying to come up with this argument of, oh, it creates injuries. It's an injury concern. You don't have any data to show that.
Yeah.
But now you're coming in, you're saying, this play is completely undefensible. You can't referee it at all. There's no way to check it. It's just too much. You're just like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Where was that? You've been trying to get rid of this play for so long, and now on 2 plays, the Eagles are offside, and you're like, oh my God, you can't officiate this play. It's impossible to officiate this play. If that were the case, where were you in March when they were looking for reasons to get rid of this play?
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
No, I love it. It brings me pure joy to see this.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I would love more than to see them lose to the Giants tonight, which is a possibility because they're in New York, and last week, New York almost beat Dallas by putting up 37 points last week? Because if they lose this week, they got Baltimore next week. Mm-hmm. Then Jacksonville, which is not an easy out this year. Then Buffalo.
Yeah.
So they could be 0-6.
Oh, God, I want it so bad.
That would be the greatest. I would be the happiest person alive.
I want them to lose to the Giants simply for the meltdown. I'm like a soft G Giants fan. I like the Giants because they killed the Patriots, but I can never cheer for them because they also beat us with wide right. So those two things cannot coexist. It's like 2 male beta fish. You can't have them in the same tank. Okay, so I can't be a real full-throated Giants fan, but I can hope that the Giants do well.
Yeah.
The idea that Russell Wilson, of all people, beating the Chiefs is so great to me. It's everything I could ever want. I would be so happy.
Yeah.
I would not ask for any Christmas presents from the NFL this year. It would be so great. I would be so happy.
And to me, the reason why I want this losing streak to go on is they keep a lot of commentators now. They still. Luckily, the majority of them still call Tom Brady the GOAT, which he is. He is the GOAT.
Unfortunately, but yes.
And there are those that are saying Mahomes, though, and it drives me nuts. And they're like, oh, well, Brady had a lull in his career. His lull was just not going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They still won the division and went to the conference championship game every fucking year.
In our defense, the division was run like shit every year.
And
we were part of that. We were definitely part of that.
But, you look at they never went, 0-4, 0-5, 0-6.
No.
They never did that.
No, they never had slow starts
never would let them happen.
Unless Brady got injured. If Brady got injured, then there were
even that 1 year that he was hurt, they still went 11-5.
Yeah, and they still made the playoffs. They just
they didn't make playoffs.
Oh, they didn't.
They were out, but they went because that was when 11-5 you could still miss the playoffs.
Yeah,
but they were 11-5 in the year that Brady wasn't there.
Yeah, my favorite thing right now, I think the epitome of all of this, is that cameras caught Travis Kelce, who before all this I liked Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
in a vacuum, I like Travis Kelce. It's only when we bring up the matter of football that I'm like.
Yeah.
So, but some camera caught him on the bench being like, I can't take this shit during the last loss. And I'm like, oh, baby bear. You sound like Tyreek Hill last year complaining about not making the playoffs for the first time in his career.
Well, and I'm on board with you to where I don't like him because I don't like his team, but I do really like him.
I can't help but like him and Jason.
I like him and his brother. And
I can't help it.
I love the Taylor Swift stuff. They look happy. They look like a great couple.
I have nothing against it. I wish the NFL would horn out of it. I understand that,
but that's not even their fault.
It's not their fault, and I don't blame them for that. But I can't help but be like, this is obnoxious. The fact that we've gotten to a point now where we're debating whether Taylor Swift went to the last game because there was this big thing that was moving around, and she may have been inside of it, but there were never any shots of her.
I don't think they showed her in any of the games, which I give her credit if she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay away because it was too much about me.
Yeah. Well, it's like if, God bless them, I would appreciate it for maybe 3 weeks. But if they started tracking every time Haley Steinfeld showed up at the game, I'd be like, okay, guys, all right, let's get back to what actually matters.
Yeah. But what I was going to say about him is I want him to retire just because I don't like to see this.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I don't like him, because, once again, I know he's a great tight end.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the greatest tight end ever, because
No.
I would put him more as a wide receiver than a tight end.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really block for shit.
No.
But he's
He used to. He used to block.
But he doesn't really...
Not anymore.
No. So, like, I don't necessarily put him up there like the Gronk shit.
Yeah.
Gronk would actually fucking knock over offensive
Well, like,
linemen.
I was going to say, it's so funny when you talk about the best tight ends ever. You know, obviously you have to talk about Gronk, even though I don't want to. And if I don't have to, I won't. My mind always goes, like, I skip, you know, you have your Tony Gonzalez, you have your Antonio Gates. We got to talk about them. But then my mind always goes to, like, Kellen Winslow and fucking Mike Ditka.
Yeah.
Like, those are the best tight ends. When my brain thinks of great tight ends, those are the tight ends my brain thinks of. I can't help it.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
The Eagles are good. The Ravens are good. The Browns are floundering. Joe Burrow is hurt, so the Bengals are kind of whatever they're going to be.
Well, and right now, we're recording this during the 1 o'clock game.
Yes.
The Vikings are destroying the Bengals.
Oh, no shit.
17-3.
Wow.
The Steelers are right up 14-7 over the Patriots.
I don't believe in the Steelers.
I don't either. Their defense is just dog shit right now.
Well, it is so funny that Miami is complaining about the pieces that they traded to the Steelers.
Yeah.
When I don't think that they would help in
I don't
Miami
think
either.
they will. Colts are beating the Titans, not a surprise. Jaguars are beating the Texans.
We should talk about the Colts being a surprise in general.
That is a surprise.
Because when we did our NFL preview show, we basically both said, oh, it's going to be the Texans. I believe my phrasing was, it's the Texans and they got to stop sucking off our fumes.
Well, yeah. The Rams are laying it to the Eagles right now, 19-7.
Wow, they are. Yeah. Holy shit.
And then the other surprising one, well, not surprising because their defense is so great, but the Packers,
yeah,
right now against the Browns are winning 3-0
at halftime. And the Browns don't have anything. Their cupboard is bare.
Yeah.
Their cupboard is Joe Flacco and a bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
Including Shador. Shador Sanders. Oh my God, give him a chance. He'll be the greatest thing ever that's ever happened.
I wish they would just give him a chance to shut everyone up. And be like, there you go.
Yeah, we gave him a chance. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, the Colts being good, it is mind-blowing to me. It was so unexpected. And I keep on hearing people be like, oh, well, they have these great wide receivers. I'm like, who? Michael Pittman and who?
See, the thing that I forget when I was bringing up the Colts in saying that I thought they were going to be bad, I think they were 9-8 last year.
They were. I don't think they were 9-8. I don't think they were that good. Were they?
Let me look it up real quick.
Because they struggled. They were up and down all year last year. That was because they had that brief period where Joe Flacco won like 2 games, and everybody was like, "Yeah, Flacco Sans," and then it all fell apart because Joe Flacco is really good at hanging them up there and letting anybody.
So I was off by 1.
You were off by 1,
but 8-9 is not bad.
It's not bad.
And Daniel Jones, I will give the benefit of the doubt to any quarterback coming out of the stadium in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Any quarterback coming out of there, give you the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just surprised that he's as accurate and confident as he has been. Those are the two things.
I think he just doesn't have that weight of all the media shit on his back anymore.
Or being the 6th overall pick when he should have been like the 36th overall pick.
Which I think the fact that, no one can find success as a quarterback in New York.
Yeah.
Should be an extra chip on the shoulder of Eli Manning.
Yes.
To be like, dude, I understand I have some of the best seasons, but I was Super Bowl MVP twice. And I fucking played my entire career in New York City.
Yeah. I played on that turf the entire time.
Yeah. So.
And I don't think he ever tore his ACL in that whole period.
No, he was pretty healthy.
Which is shocking, considering that field just eats ACLs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, no, I am impressed and surprised by a lot of elements of this season. We're going to see there's a lot of things that I just don't believe yet. And we're going to see how they shake out.
And today, 4 o'clock game, Dallas at Chicago. It's the battle of Eberflus versus old team. Because he's the defensive
Eberflus
coordinator.
Revenge game.
So I'm hoping Chicago goes out and absolutely shellacks them. Just because
they need it.
They need it bad.
They need it so bad.
But mainly because I hated Eberflus. Yeah. I have not liked a Chicago coach since Lovie Smith. Mm-hmm. And I lost love with him because he would never have emotion on the sideline. It was the same, just dead stare.
He had that blank face.
And so to me, I'm like, man, I think since Ditka was the last head coach, where I'm like, man, I fucking really like that guy.
Yeah, well, he was also the most successful last coach that you had.
Well, that's
just dust off the bones of Buddy Ryan. It'll be fine.
He was a terrible head coach. He was a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, so this is the thing, is that everybody who's blaming Ben Johnson, we're going to get off football in a second. Everybody who's blaming Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, I'm like, have you seen the Bears defense? This Dennis Allen defense that they're touting?
It's fucking horrible.
It sucks shit.
It's terrible.
There's your problem. The problem is not the engine of the car. The problem is the 4 flat tires you have on it.
Which I would fire Dennis Allen and bring a Ryan back to Chicago. I would bring Rex Ryan in as the... Because you can say what you want about him as a head coach. Defensive coordinator,
as a defensive coordinator,
awesome.
He was really good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, we'll finish with this. Going back to that idea of Joe Brady being a head coach. So many people are running around touting like, oh, this guy would be a great head coach. Let's put a pause on that.
Coordinators.
Because I'm looking at Kellen Moore, and I'm looking at Joe Brady, and I'm looking at, I love him, but Mike McDaniel, and I'm looking at Robert Saleh, and I'm looking at all these guys, and I'm like, I don't know, Dennis Allen, not a good head coach, very bad head coach.
The best part about San Francisco this year is their defense.
Yeah.
Because they got Robert Saleh back, and he's like...
Even though they lost all their pieces, the defense is holding fine.
Because he's a really good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And seeing as North Carolina's got their ass kicked, Belichick maybe wasn't a great head coach.
That is the fucking funniest thing.
I just love it.
They've gotten their ass kicked twice now, and we're 4 games in.
And I just know, I don't want to picture this, but I know this happens. Every Saturday night, Brady looks at ESPN.com to see what the score is and then just masturbates when he sees how bad they were winning.
Yeah.
Because he fucking hates.
Hey, at least Belichick has a hot girlfriend, I guess. There's something for him.
That won't last.
I did want to say one last thing. How do you feel about Brady in the coach's booth?
I don't like it.
I also really don't like it. It's being downplayed massively.
It is.
Again, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, in the Chargers-Raiders game that happened last week, Tom Brady, who is a part owner of the Raiders, he's a minority owner of the Raiders, also calls games on Sundays for Fox. Nobody in the history of the world has ever done this because it's a massive conflict of interest, because when you're an announcer, you go in and you interview the teams during the week and find out what they've been working on, what they're trying to do, what the players are concerned about, what the coaches are concerned about. And last week, Tom Brady, on his day off, went in and sat in the coach's booth with a headset at the Raiders game versus the Chargers. Now, granted, the Chargers beat the shit out of the Raiders, and the Raiders looked really bad. I love this take that one of the reasons Geno Smith looked so bad was because he was getting coaching from 2 people, Tom Brady and the actual coaching staff. Yeah. And it's like, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just Geno being Geno, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think ultimately. But this idea of Tom Brady being allowed special treatment makes me so mad.
But where I'll end it with this is I love Bruce Arian, and he was on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he's very just open. He will not candy coat anything. He goes, first off, these meetings where we meet with the broadcasters is pure bullshit. He goes, we don't fucking tell them anything. We just give them the broadest shit. We'll tell them just stuff they saw. And he goes, the second thing is, I've worked with Brady watching film. That motherfucker can sit and watch film and know what we're going to do long before any coach tells him what we're going to do.
That's fair.
Which is true with that. I'm like, okay. But I still don't like him.
It's a massively bad look.
Yes.
It looks so bad.
Honestly, I would rather him just say, don't be a commentator anymore.
Right?
Don't do that.
Just go be an owner. If you want to be an owner, great. You're bad at being a commentator anyway. You're not good at it. The only reason you're doing it is for the paycheck, which you don't need anymore. You never needed it in the first place, but now you really don't need anymore. You're being paid more to be a bad commentator than anyone else is being paid to be any level of commentator. Just stop being a commentator.
And next year, the Raiders are drafting a quarterback. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to have you training with the quarterback?
Wouldn't that be, why don't you just become
the quarterback
owner, coach? Offensive coordinator or something?
Well, I don't even think, Chip Kelly's okay off of, I wouldn't even say that. Just be quarterback coach.
Speaking of coordinators that should not be head coaches.
Yeah, Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Fuck him.